Hey guys, so today I'm going to work on winterizing some of the things that we have up here on our upper deck by the pool area. I'm going to cut back some of the perennial grass that we have because like I have mentioned before in other videos, I did leave it up last year, and by about the end of January it looked absolutely horrible. It was producing tumbleweeds that were flying all over our yard as well as a neighbor's yard. So I'm going to cut that back. I'm going to move some of the cement pieces that we have under the awning that we have over here to help winterize them because it'll keep them out of any sort of cold or snow that we may get. And then the other thing that I want to take you along with is I'm going to harvest some fig leaves because I want to make some fig leaf tea, which you can do from both the fresh fig leaves as well as dry them over the winter so that you have them throughout the winter season until next year if you like the fig leaf tea. Fig leaf tea actually has a ton of benefits in it. So I'll kind of walk you through that as I'm harvesting them. And then I think that'll take us to the end of the video. So come on, let's get started. All right, there is something very satisfying, in my opinion, about an area that gets nice and tidied up. So what I did here was the plants that you see here. So we have an olive tree right over here. We have some oleander. We have Leo and his tennis ball. Then we have a ficus, a lemon tree, and some more oleander over there. They are tender perennials in this zone, so I can't leave them out for winter. But what happens is because we have this overhang and we have a lot of trees in this upper yard area, it really does insulate the yard. So we almost have created a microclimate here. So the temperature is actually stays about 5 to maybe 8 degrees warmer in this area. So I can leave them out a little bit longer, which is good because they're rather large and I kind of run out of space. So we're going to be leaving those here for another couple weeks. I'm probably going to wait until the temperature drops to about 20 to 15 degrees outside, and then I'm going to start bringing them in. And then I also have some cactus over here that I will slowly start bringing in as well as a can you see my finger, a bay leaf tree right there. So let's swing over to the other side. So over here, all I've done, so we have our little pool caddy where we keep our pool towels. We have Leo's toy that he strategically placed right there. It's awesome. But I cut down these two ornamental grasses because they were splaying all over the place. And like I said, they make a mess. And then I blew all the leaves off the grass into the flower beds. Now in this flower bed, I have roses, I have more hydrangeas, and really just more of the same. That is a reblooming lilac that hasn't really done much for me, so I'll kind of see what that looks like next year. Some more roses that are tucked back in here that I do plan on moving once they go dormant, so probably very, very early spring before they break dormancy. I'm going to move those so that they get a little bit more space from the tree. And then some more hydrangeas. I did not touch anything here other than a hosta right over there that I trimmed back. Everything else I left. I don't want to be trimming on roses. I don't want to be trimming on hydrangeas at this time of year because the trimming and the pruning will promote new growth. And right now is not a time when you want things to be growing. So with that said, I've cleaned everything up. I've blown everything into the flower beds. Let's go harvest some fig leaves and make some tea. All right, so back behind me, we have our fig tree. In fact, we have two of them planted very close together. And if you guys are thinking, Monica, you guys planted those two fig trees way too close together because I can't even see the separation between the two of them, then I would say, yes, you're right. But either way, this is my husband's area. He loves fig trees and he loves any sort of vegetation and things like that. So he's the one who really takes care of this area. But what I wanted to do today is harvest some fig leaves because they have a multitude of benefits. The way that I use them and my mom uses them most frequently is to make tea. And I'll talk to you guys through the benefits as I start harvesting them. But I've also heard of it being used in many different culinary purposes, all the way from making syrup to making stuffed fig leaves, almost like you would a stuffed grape leaf or a stuffed cabbage. But I'm not going to be doing that today. I'm just going to go ahead and harvest the leaves themselves.
So as I mentioned before, fig leaves are actually very versatile. When steeped, either dried or fresh, they can make a smooth, slightly nutty tea that may help regulate blood sugar, improve digestion, and support heart health. In fact, my mom firsthand noticed a drop in her blood sugar level after she drank this tea regularly for a couple months. But they can also be used to wrap fish, rice, or grilled meats, adding a subtle coconut vanilla flavor. You can infuse them in milk or syrup for desserts. Drop me a comment below if you'd like me to try any of these recipes.
Okay, so you can enjoy your fig leaf tea in two different ways. You can enjoy it using fresh fig leaves, or you can go ahead and dry your fig leaves so that you have the tea throughout the entire winter. So we're actually going to be doing both today. So I'm going to take my little kettle and I'm going to fill it with water and let that boil. And while that's boiling, I'm going to go ahead and start rinsing these leaves off. Now, some of them I do have the stems on. If you leave the stems on, you're going to want to cut those off because otherwise it can leave a really bitter taste. So I'm just going to put this whole thing in the sink. And you want to be careful because it does have sap that can irritate your skin. Now I'm going to take a handful and I am going to chop those up to use in the boiling water now, and the rest I'm going to leave and dry out on the dining room table. Now, the other thing that you can do instead of drying it on the dining room table and letting that take days, if you have a dehydrator, you are more than welcome to do that, or even use the oven. I just have so many leaves that I would need quite a few ovens or dehydrators. So I'm just going to use my dining room table. And here are the fig leaves that I am going to be drying on my dining room table. I've just laid them out. I actually use a little wee pad underneath to make sure that the table doesn't get damaged, and then laid some towels down underneath it, and then just going to let them dry here. So I will let you guys, I'll check in with you guys as the process continues to let you know how it's going. So now for the use of the fresh fig leaves, all I'm going to do is take them, roll them, chop them up, and steep them in the boiling water. We're going to let that steep for a few minutes. You can already see it's starting to change color. All right, guys, it has been about 10 minutes that I've let this steep for. You can do it for longer. It all depends on how strong you want it. I find 10 minutes is good enough. I don't put any sugar or lemon or anything like that in my tea. I like it pretty bland unless it's chamomile tea. And that's it. So you can drink it just like this and enjoy all the benefits. Even my son enjoys this. It's actually very, very tasty, even though it's very hot right now. So anyway, let me know in the comments below if you guys would try this, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.